information, contact We Noise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at WeNoise with CJ and Jester. Painted market, the rest of Eastern Caribbean, North America, Asia, Africa. Good morning to all our Take 5 fans and family. And good morning to you, Jester. And how are you?
Clay, good morning. I am all right. And you?
Good. It is Tuesday, the 15th of April. It is half of April, you know?
Yeah, April.
Time is
Seriously
really,
sprinting to the
really,
finish line, man.
yes, it's like into all.
Oh, yeah.
Sprinting to the finish line.
Yeah.
We got the call coming through. Good morning. Good morning, Coffee. Somebody's not the telephone here just for. Good morning. I don't know what's going on. It's not. It's. Are you hearing me? Hmm. I don't know what it is. It's not. It's not going just. I don't know what's going on with the phone.
Maybe it's with the phone itself.
I think
Because
it's
how
when
come?
I changed it this morning because it was giving a bit of an issue. Let me see if I can hear it somewhere else. Coffee. Just. You're hearing me loud and clear. But the people are not hearing you. That is the thing. I don't know what's going on. Hmm. And let me see here. One second, Coffee. Let me just check something because I checked it this morning and it was okay. It is connected. Let's see. Go. Let us see. Go ahead and see if you can hear me. Go ahead. I am hearing you now. Go ahead. Good morning.
Good morning, smoking coffee, man.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead. Morning.
Morning to you, coffee.
So, yes, sir. Okay. Take care. Later. Okay, bye. I hope it's working because it's working there, but I'm not sure if it's coming to the system because since last week they didn't give us of an issue. I changed the phone, so no audio. Oh, so what we do? What are we gonna do? The audio is not coming from the phone. Um, let's just see if I could. As we go along, we'll see what's going on. If it's gonna work, I have to call the tall boy to see if it's gonna he can figure out if it's something to do with the volume or so because we're hearing here, but it's not hearing on through the system. So not sure. Maybe I need a new phone, Jester. But spanking new one.
As far as one person, you never have a good phone.
Mm. Me? I have good. I have an iPhone now.
Oh gosh.
I've made progress. I have an iPhone at the moment, and it is good. Okay, brother, so
So
there's an echo. So let's see, turn this down. I'll go. Your mic is. Are you hearing properly now? Your mic is always
I'm
just.
hearing.
Yeah, are you okay?
Mhm.
I don't know why we're going. Maybe it's too loud over here. So let me just put this down a bit. And let's see. All right. So it is Tuesday. Okay, so they're hearing us now. Thank you, Mr. Williams. Let me say good morning to all the people who are on the live so far. Marlon Klein, good morning to you. I said good morning to Jester, CJ, and all Take 5 listeners and viewers. Have yourself a wonderful and pleasant day with God's wishes blessings. Albert Harris, good morning. Haven't heard you for a while. How is good old New York, the Big Apple doing? Olavachi, buongiorno. Says good morning to all the viewers, listeners, much love and blessings. Good morning to Williams Broadcast, WIBS 107.5, or the in the Grand Tank area. Chance the game, good morning. Happy Tuesday, said. To listening from Tio. Good morning also to Anne Marie Mitchell. Hope all is well with you. Good morning to Spice Round, if you are listening, and good morning to Mama. Hope all is well. This is Sofa who is on the line. I know Lorna Bain is going to check in just now. Jenny is going to check in, so all my TO peeps are checking in. It's your turn, Jester, to say buenos dias. Good morning to everyone that you know. I saw Ted yesterday.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
the big man is
Ted came
here.
yesterday.
Oh my
So to
goodness.
say good morning to him.
Yeah, good morning. Well, I'll start with him. Good
Oh,
morning to Win Ted John.
Claire is on the live.
Yeah.
Yeah, Claire was. And then said, thank you, Claire, for checking in.
Claire, good morning. Maho people.
Yes, yes. So go ahead.
Yes, so I was saying Win Ted John, Andy Moose Bartholomew, Alistair Aito Dubois, Gordon Bushes Richardson, Leslie Nico Nicholas.
Yes, that's
You
it.
know, yeah, what? Oh, the Boston family out there,
Mhm.
the Glean family out in
Yes.
Boston. Yeah, good morning. The Hill Street people.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
the
was in
Robinson.
history for a bit, you know.
They might be
What
preparing
one?
for their
Let me
harvest.
say, I saw her. They had the health walk a couple of weeks ago, and I saw her walking. It's probably
Okay.
the Stallion in this.
Yeah, that was for
Yes,
St. Patrick's
yes, I saw her.
fiesta.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So I did see her street people.
But she usually walks on morning.
Yeah, she does. She does. She
She and
and
Miss
Maureen.
Maureen. Yeah.
They
Two.
keep fit.
They're not going down so. You know.
Right?
Claire, do you take a good look at of these two ladies? They look
Yes. Listen,
wonderful.
it's all
Yeah.
about taking care of yourself, eating healthy, exercise. I can
I know
actually
Manda used to be part of it too.
it's like
She always say,
years.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
But let me tell you, I cannot stress enough how much exercise does, what exercise does to people's
Oh yes.
body and
But we
spirit.
are
I can't
accustomed.
stress
We
it.
are accustomed making mention of it here.
Yes, and I said I cannot stress
Yes.
it. And like you're talking about Celia and Maureen at the moment. And
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you just see them, they wonder well, how old is with them, and
You
have to
understand?
chastise them to see that. Hi, that was just a joke, silly. So let me say good morning to Faith and Harry Douglas, Bernadette Abraham, Daphne Gates and family in Toronto. Here three people again. Glenn, Lorna Bain, good morning. Mary, good morning. Junior between the pop other in the Grande Tang. Good morning to Duchess. Hope you're feeling much better. Good morning to Mr. Nicholas Snag. I heard from you this morning. Kendall, good morning. Bandy, good morning. Pat Pear and family. SBW, good morning to Mamush in the lane over there, the horticulturist. Good morning to Kathleen Ledlow. Hope all is well. Morning, Royal Charles Alexander. Joyce Finwell, good morning. Antonia Francois, good morning. The Castle Tree crew, good morning. Hope all is well with you guys underneath there. Paula, Sharon, Mama B. And Bernard and Radio Man, good morning. And let me reiterate, Ito, Bushes, Chubby, Pat Augustine Belfon. Let me say, Sherry, good morning to you there in Maryland. Wendy in Toronto. Good morning to you guys. Hope all is well.
Special good morning to all the returning nationals as well.
Yes.
Some of them come back for the Easter um fiesta,
Well,
Easter
listen.
celebration.
Yeah.
We have
Yes. Where's Saraka? When is Saraka?
Saka is the begins the when Easter finishes, the week celebration of which will the Saraka be part of. It starts, So
Somebody made a
it's
request.
from the 19th to the 27th of April.
Somebody make a request of you, and you cannot not do it.
Which is?
Claire says tomorrow is her birthday, and she wants you to sing happy birthday for her.
What do you want me to do?
Sing.
No.
SING.
Claire, that ain't happening. We,
Claire can't hold her notes. That's right.
in life, we all have our strengths.
That's how we. That you tell
So,
me go to karaoke and sing and you have got notes and to us Zaki up Zaki up. Good morning to you, Zaki. Hope all is well.
In that environment, maybe yes, but for now, no. Just as OSU doesn't put on money in here, that is exactly what taking place.
You know how he says he's not singing. I tried. Donna Bean just checked in and she says, good morning, CJ Jester and the family, the Take Five family. Have a great Tuesday. We are trying our best to do just that. So, what's up and about?
Okay, well, Intercore. Yeah.
Enter the call. Let's enter the
Just
call.
come to an end. And
So
you know, when I
sports
was speaking of
is done, right?
Intercore,
Sports is done right now.
well, at that level, Intercore, that
Yes.
that's how the cutting come down for most secondary school athletes. But they have some of them that is involved in the Grenada Carifta team.
It's the
Yeah,
games, yes,
so
that's
that
going on.
they will be competing in Trinidad over the Easter weekend, and I would like to wish them well. I'm looking for very good things from this Grenada team based on what I would have seen at Intercore. And as I was saying, you always hear me say it will be 3 days of intense rivalry between and among secondary school athletes, and it had proven that it was really intense in truth. Intercore, in a general sense, was really, really good. There are a few things that they need to buck up on, really and truly. When you hear the public outcry about commentary, that
Yeah,
is, yeah, the biasness about commentary that has been taking place, and really and truly, I sit back and I realize that some of the level of biasness that do exist in commentary in truth, and it is really not good when the less recognized schools, right, are doing well.
and then again,
You highlight their performances of doing well, Claire. You can't do that stupidness. This is not right. This is simply just not right. So, if, for example, an athlete from, let's say, St. Mark Secondary, right, or GCA, give them the recognition that they deserve, not while they're in front, excelling, ready to bust or cross the finish line first. You're still focusing on an athlete from SARS or GDS. This is just absolute nonsense. This stupidness have to stop. Serious. And I get very passionate about it, honestly. You can't be so biased about that. No, no. This nonsense has to stop. Yeah.
Yeah, when they say it's like, is it only two schools that are competing? What's about it? And that made the well, we'll continue. We're talking in passionate and passionate.
Yeah. This
We'll
is
talk
so not right.
mental health crisis.
Yeah.
And when you look at what happened a couple of days ago, a couple of weeks ago, and what keeps happening around the globe, and we think that, sports is something that everybody loves. But then the impact of the mental health on some of the athletes is not as glamorous as what we sit in our chair and we jump and we cheer and we do all kinds of, we make all kind of comments, criticize them and all this kind of thing. We do not know what is going on behind that in that head of us.
Almost pressure
That is going on there. And yes, we are happy when they win. Yes, we are happy when they bring home gold, silver, bronze. And yes, we are happy that they participate. But do we really think about the pressures that they are under to perform to the limit that to the excess that they do?
Okay, you have people that die for sports. When I say that, like as a fan, right, supporting the team, um, and the team lose.
Remember a couple
It's
years ago, I think it was Brazil in the World Cup, and the guy scored the goal in his own net. You know, when he went home, they killed that.
I don't remember if it was.
I can't
But
remember what
if I don't know if
team
that
that
happened with
was.
Brazil, but I remember that happening with Colombia. I think they had a
Yes,
problem.
I said I'm
Yeah,
not sure if it
yeah,
was Brazil, it's a
Colombia.
Spanish country.
Yeah,
And
I
he
think
accidentally
with
scored the
the
goal in his own, and the fans, when he went home, they took
can't
him out.
remember. I can't remember if it happened with the goalkeeper. Some blunders that he made, and they killed him.
Yeah, they killed him. So that's to show you the magnitude of how people bet on sports, and sometimes they bet their whole life savings on a team.
Because sport is a very serious thing, especially in certain sporting disciplines. So for example, when it comes to the support of cricket, the sporting discipline of cricket, you'll find that folks on the Asian continent, so people like the Indians, the Pakistanis, the Bangladesh, yes.
Yeah.
You know, I remember when Imran Khan, and Imran Khan was a real great cricketing all-rounder for Pakistan.
Who did Kapil Dev
Yeah,
play for?
Kapil Dev was for India.
Yeah,
Kapil
okay.
Dev was for India. And well, Imran Khan, he was former president of Pakistan also. He ended up turning out to be that. Yes, yeah, let me tell you. Well, they end up in all. I haven't followed lately what's called. But I remember when Imran Khan first wanted to retire from international cricket.
Yeah, they said he can't.
The, the nation went on hunger strike. I never forgot, Claire. The nation went on hunger strike and he had to change his mind and fall right back and continuing to play international cricket for some time. And then after some time, he was able to retire.
So let's talk. Athletes susceptible to mental health symptoms and disorders because they are human and because of the risk factors imposed by sport. The current mental health crisis is making participation in sports and life even more challenging for this population, and that is the population of athletes, right?
Yeah.
The American Academy of Pediatrics, American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry, and others have declared a national emergency in child and adolescent mental health. Suicide is now the second leading cause of death for young people ages 10 to 34 years. Moreover, depression, anxiety, eating disorders, and substance use disorders among athletes are associated with early attrition, that's the wear and tear from sports, higher risk of injuries, negative effects on sports performance, burnout, and lower levels of academic and occupational functioning. Importantly, aspects of the crisis are unique and concerning in the world of sport. Physicians, other licensed mental health professionals, athletic trainers, coaches, and other members of the athlete entourage witness this painful reality every day in their offices and on the playing field. This editorial, which we're doing right now, highlights several factors that may be synergizing to create a perfect storm leading to this crisis in the world of sport. Emerging adulthood as a particularly challenging phase of life, discrimination and racism, increasing professionalization of sports at younger ages, a lack of mental health literacy and resources, the effect of technology and the 24/7 world, and the COVID-19 pandemic. So, all of this, what we're reading here, Jester, is part of what causes mental health issues and mental health crisis in athletes. And it is no small thing to say, well, what are they talking about? We see it, we hear it. Not too long ago, I think basketball, I can't remember if it was Kyrie Irving or someone that took off because he was going through a mental breakdown. So he had to take time off. And there are a lot of people in soccer, in football, in rugby, the whole works because there's so much pressure on the athletes to perform to the thing. Let's see. Good morning. Good morning. Go right ahead. I am hearing you. Yes, you are. Pun intended. Thank you.
Thank you so very much.
Hearing us, take a quick break and come back because I think we have an issue with the phone right now. I'm coming, Spysham. Hold on 1 second. Welcome to Take 5, your mental health program with CJ and Jester. With CJ and Jester.
For more information, contact WeNoise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com. WeNoise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD contents with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. WeNoise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact WeNoise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com.
Spice up your life, Isle of Spice, as the Spice Isle Farmers Association, producers of our locally grown spice products, turmeric, ginger, nutmeg, cinnamon, cloves, and much more, all of which, when used, promotes healthier living. Our spices can be used in all your cooking and for medicinal purposes. Call today on 1473 533 5472
Repair services, we offer digitally calibrated machines, resurfacing engine heads, general machinery. Show us your pattern and we'll make it with precision machines. At Sugar's Repair Services, we satisfy your needs. Just ask and it will be done. Call us at 473 418
all fighting for that one market where you can purchase all your grocery and household items at the same time? Well, you look further. Smart Buy SA Welfare and Company Limited, located at the top of the town on Main Street, St. Patrick, is the ideal spot. They're open Sunday to Sunday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Saturdays, and 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Sundays, just for your convenience. Call them today on 442-9219. That number again, 442-9219. We're shopping snacks at Snack Buy. Welcome to Tech 5, your mental health program with CJ and Jester. With CJ and Jester.
For more information, contact WeNoise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com. WeNoise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD content with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. WeNoise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact WeNoise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com.
Spice up your life, Isle of Spice, as the Spice Isle Farmers Association, producers of our locally grown spice products, turmeric, ginger, nutmeg, cinnamon, cloves, and much more, all of which, when used, promotes healthier living. Our spices can be used in all your cooking and for medicinal purposes. Call today on 1473 533
Sugar
5472
repair
as the
services,
Spice Isle
we
Farmers
offer digitally calibrated machines, resurfacing engine heads, general machinery. Show us your pattern and we'll make it with precision machines. At Sugar's Repair Services, we satisfy your needs. Just ask and it will be done. Call us at 473-418-18.
Oh, you're looking for that John Lewis market where you can purchase all your grocery and household items at the same time? Well, look further. Smart Buy S.A. Belfin and Company Limited, located at the top of the town on Main Street, St. Patrick, is the ideal spot. They're open Sunday to Sunday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Saturdays, and 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Sundays, just for your convenience. Call them today on 442-9219. That number again, 442-9219. We're shopping snacks at Snack Buy. Welcome to Take 5, your mental health program with CJ and Jester. With CJ and Jester.
For more information, contact We Noise TV at 929.
With some problem right now. We like to apologize. We are having a little bit of issue with the phone. Somebody call me, please, and let me know if you call here and see if we are getting through with the phone. So the number is 404-1189. Special, I was able to get to go to check in the system, and I think everything is okay for the time. I just need somebody to give me a quick call. Coffee, if you're listening and you're hearing us, give us a call, please. I do not like technology, did I tell you?
Not you alone, me too.
Do not like it at all, at all, at all. Somebody,
So,
40. Let's see. Good morning. Are you hearing us now, Coffee? Hello? Still not working. It's still not working. Hello? I'm hearing you, but I'm hearing you really, really far away. I don't know what's going on. The volume is up and everything. I can't even hear. I'm hearing you saying something, but I'm not hearing. And the volume is up on the phone and everything like that. I don't know. Go ahead, Coffee. Let me hear you. Coffee? It's still not. No, it's still not working. I'm not sure. Not sure.
I hear him of
It's
way
not. It's not coming.
distant.
It's not coming through our mics. That's the thing. Um.
I hear you very distant.
Are you hearing us loud and clear, though? Are you hearing us loud and clear? Hmm. I can't. I can't figure. Something is not going through the board with the phone, but it's still connected. Hmm. I think just I think this is the problem here. That thing I think is gone. Hmm. I think our jack is gone. So go ahead. Let me hear you. Copy. Hmm. I don't know. I have to get this in sorted out. Sorry about that, folks, but we're trying to our best to get the thing. I know you can hear me, but the phone, if you want to make calls, we'll be able to feel so maybe we may not be able to hear calls today or on it until I get it sorted out. All right, take care. Bye bye. Something is not going on with that thing here. We have a problem with it. So yes, so we were talking. We'd like to apologize to you folks for not being able to call us. Hopefully, we'll get it sorted out. Maybe we need a new jack at the bottom here. And you see, the phone is not taking that wrong. The one here, just it's all taking the C type, and I think there's a problem with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what's causing it. Because it's on into something else here. There's not a jack here to plug it in, so I don't know what's going on with it. Hmm. Let's see. Well, I don't know. I think I think of why I must have cracked this because it's good.
It's possible.
Yeah. So then we'll continue.
Wow.
Now if you want to make comments, please type it. I'll see all the messages if you type it and tell us what it. Then if you give us just a hint, we'll be able to come up with what you're trying to tell us on the live here because it's not the phone is not coming through the board at all, and I know we have everything sorted out the way it has to. So I'm not sure why. So yes, Jester. So it's saying here that mental health problems is really, really affecting athletes around the globe, regardless of what sport you're in. You're going through mental, and it says COVID-19 didn't help. And here, why COVID-19 didn't help? It says emerging adulthood as particularly challenging phase of life. Emerging childhood spans the years from the late teens to mid 20s, a time that overlaps with peak years of athletic achievement and with the peak incidence age for many mental health disorders. For most young people, this is a period of transition from the dependency of adolescence to the responsibility and independence of young adulthood. It involves developing a stable identity, learning to self regulate, forming intimate relationships with others, learning skills or habits to live independently, moving out of the family home, obtaining higher education, preparing for a career, or both, and moving into the workforce. High level sport involvement can be time consuming to the point that it alters these typical development timelines if insufficient time or opportunity is available to accomplish the milestone. Helicopter parents have the best of intentions as they try to help their heavily scheduled athletes, but may inadvertently contribute to young adults feeling incapable, vulnerable, and dependent. Young athletes who perceive parental over involvement in sport report worse mental health. The COVID 19 pandemic exacerbated a lack of opportunities for young adults, including athletes, to accomplish the typical milestones of emerging adulthood. So even after COVID or during COVID, a lot of people lost jobs. There was, I mean, the schools and so they sort of lost the chance to let the scouts see who they are, what they are made of. And when they go through this time in their life where they're still going through adulthood, the young athletes, it took a real toll on them mentally. It says, furthermore, emerging adults do not yet have the life experience to understand that when confronted with a stressor, in many cases, this too shall pass. For example, recent data showed that humiliation and a sense of entrapment in current life circumstances are two particularly dire risk factors for mental health symptoms in athletes. We also know that many athletes at one time or another experience these feelings. Their immature brain developmental status and incomplete set of life experience may not allow them to appreciate that the humiliation or sense of entrapment, whether within or outside of sport, may well not last forever. So we have no idea what it is that they really go through in the time when they're thinking of being an athlete.
I want to make this point here. Most of the time, a youngster um, is in a developmental stage of his career in sport, whatever sporting discipline. All right, the huge sacrifices and that it takes that are involved. He really does not have that kind of time for celebration much in life at that stage. Eh? And if you check our nature of celebration, it involves some negative at time how we normally celebrate. Because if you check, normally our celebration would involve, yes, we may cook and eat, but guess what? You'll have alcoholic beverages. You do the party in late night. So if you are to reach international stardom, yeah, at that stage in your preparation, you really don't have the time for that. It's only when you reach that level right up there to the highest, then you probably may get a chance to enjoy time. But I'm telling you, for a real, so that you find at that stage, going through your teenage years, you don't really have that much time. And if they tell, and somebody like Kiriani James, I just Kiriani James as the most disciplined person in the world. Seriously, because when you get to hear how this young man have been conducting himself or how he had conducted himself to reach the level at which he got. It was no easy thing, especially remember it comes from gun battle Philip. And if you know about gun battle, you understand? They tell you even when Kirani was going to his normal training on afternoon, he didn't even used to accept a malt. He was being offered drinks as tough as malt. He didn't even used to accept that. All he was focused on getting to the back, to the park, and doing his training. Yeah. And that in itself is serious mental pressure.
Yes. Let me address, Coffee made a point earlier in the early ministry that what does what does it entail for the athletes that are performing at intercorn or school sports to get where they're going? Do they go to camps? Besides the coaches and parents, and what do they do? How is the discipline level when it comes to preparation for the sporting activities that they're doing?
Okay, so let me address that. All right. To reach to a certain level of performance in any sporting discipline, it takes much more on you as the individual, the personal sacrifice that you have to make for yourself to get to that level. First and foremost, people must understand.
Right.
I was able to play national football, and if I just rely on going to the park to do Eagles training, I would have never gotten to that level. And if you speak to any other national player, they will tell you the same thing, and that goes on for all the other sporting disciplines. So you cannot just rely on just the normal club training. But there is an increase, right? So let's check on focus on the athletics part now, which Coffee is speaking of. There is an increase in a number of athletics club on Island Clay. I can tell you one of the most recent one is Momentum from St. Mark's. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, they recently launched not too long ago, a couple of weekends ago. They launched this club at Victoria. St. Patrick's, we are now having conversation of having one, get one going. All right. As a matter of fact, I'm supposed to have a meeting this week with some of the coaches because it's absolutely necessary that we have an athletics club in St. Patrick's. Trust me. Yeah. And that is one of the reasons I believe that athletics is certainly on the rise in Grenada. I could tell you that. And not just that too, we have to give our parents and guardians a lot of credit because they are now seeing the benefits and they are being much more supportive, unlike the past. I can tell you that for sure.
Now, he spoke also about when an athlete just finished a race and a media person just push a mic in that person's face to get a comment. Now, I think everybody in Grenada and around the world saw last week where this young man finished his race. And I understand that they have to get a comment or they should get a comment or they'd like to get a comment from the athlete that just won gold or silver or wherever he placed in the race. But most times when I'm looking at sports like football or so, and the media person, the journalist, or who wants a comment from somebody, they let him take a 5 minutes breather before they walk up to him and says, "Oh, can you tell us how did you win that game? Where you came from behind to win that?" At least they got a breather. Now, I think what happened, if I'm wrong, let me know, that as soon as that young man finished his race, there was a commentator or a media person,
A journalist.
a journalist
Yeah.
in his face with a mic and talking to him about how his technique into running. The child says no comment, which was his right.
Yeah.
Right? It was his right to
Yeah.
say no comment. Nobody can have, you ask me something, I said I don't want to talk about it. That is my right to tell you that I don't want to talk about it. That was his right to say no comment. Now the journalist went ballistic on the poor little boy and said we don't, and I'm saying his word for, but we don't bloody have to talk to him anymore for the rest of the thing. And I think that was morally wrong in the journalist to say this. If the child, and later on, to clear it all up, he said that the reason why he said no comments is because when you look at the comments on Facebook and other social media platforms, they are laughing at them, saying that they cannot speak properly and all this kind of thing. And he felt that whatever he had to say, it may not be what the people want to hear. So he said no comment, which is his right. So the journalist could have looked at it differently and said, you know what? And I'll come back and when you settle down to have that talk with you. Because last year, I remember
Okay, before you.
last year when I was looking at Intercall, and a few young men won the races and they went to speak to the media, and they weren't prepared, and they made comment just as what I'm talking about now. And you know what they were saying that, when they don't know how to speak in front of the media. I said, but my God, for crying out loud, if you know that you have an intercall sports meet coming up, chances are who are running will win gold, will win silver, and get bronze. Why don't you take the time to train those athletes to say, okay, you're going to be a media person may come up to you and ask you what technique you use. So this is how you approach it. Why don't you just throw them into the ocean? Take what you get. Don't come and make the kids feel as though they did something wrong. All they have to do is run with it and run the run.
Let's clear it up from
Please do.
from the very
You're a sporting man.
from the very beginning
Mhm.
here. All right. The person or the journalist, the media person that approached the young man, okay, wasn't she that had come down on him and chastised him in such a manner when he said no comments. It was another member of the broadcast team that
JS. I don't know.
Clear-
People say
clear-
that's
I don't know about what you're saying there, but
just
I just setting the record straight.
right.
It was someone else, right, from the broadcast team that reacted in such a manner, which the public really came down on after for reacting in such a
Okay.
manner because the athlete said no comments. Because actually the media person who approached him, she actually laughed it off and everything when he said no comments, you know, understand? But then no, it was the other member of the broadcast team that really, take it on his own and push it to that kind of way and make it's unfortunate, eh? It's unfortunate. However, and I kind of understand that, he felt it was kind of insulting to respond to the media person like that. He probably felt so. But what I'm saying, maybe he could have dealt with it in a much more diplomatic way. You understand? The next person, not the one that approached him, not the yeah, he probably could have dealt with it in a much more diplomatic way. And as we rightly say, our young athletes, right, starting from the school level, the the coaches, the principal, the staff, they have to make them aware that, especially when they start to excel and they will be in the spotlight, that no way that you will be getting away from being in the spotlight of the media. Because, for example, I always tell my son Ojiwani, I always make him be aware of that. As a matter of fact, sometimes I do put forward some questions before him. Sometimes when we go train, I say, "Generally, this is what you to expect, as you go up." So I think we have to, try to engage our athletes and guide them along that path, make them realize that they will be approached by the media and to get them to understand that how to answer questions and to deal with them. But to me, finally, there was no need, in my humble opinion, for that other journalist to behave the manner in which. And whereas I understand, yes, he probably felt insulted that the response of the young man, but I don't think it was the correct manner. Each other. And myself, and we got on well. We could like that. I know it is like all.
It's not about being like that. It's making that person feel uncomfortable in their skin. And if the little boy says no comment, a lot of people say no comment. And it is his right.
Yeah.
So, he made an international mess I'll put spotlight on Grenada again in a negative way because he's the child was about what, 15, 16? He's not trained to be in front of the camera. He's trained to run on the field. And this is what he did, and he got his goal. And I think he was going to be okay just taking his goal and go and about his business. But again, as you said, we have to maybe start training them from
Yes.
at an early
It
age.
is important. It's
so that they will
absolutely.
be able to speak if
Yeah.
they're being questioned or if they're going to be interviewed.
Because remember, this athlete, you just never know. Their career could get onto the international scene, and you would not be able to avoid the media. I mean,
But sometimes the media did, like, even though sometimes you look at the athletes that really perform and they started, the media people start asking the questions, how did you train? Where did you train? And then they start getting personal, deeper people, and they will say, no comments, and just walk away. We see that all, I see that all the time, and I show you see it, and everybody else that look at sports say it. So why is it that he think it was his right to attack the poor little boy and say, "About bloody hell, don't interview me any other thing again"? Man, that rubbed me. I'm telling you, it hurt me so bad. Just
I know that
it's like it's just like, who are you and who gave you the right? You're not his dad.
But maybe as he look back now, he probably may feel regretful of probably how you handle it, because in the spur of the moment of doing things clear, sometimes we tell ourselves we've been doing it right, but as we rewind the cassette,
It's true.
we
It's
realize that no, maybe not so I should
Yeah,
have
but let me
handled that.
tell you,
So
I think everybody in Grenada wanted his show that day. Believe me, everybody wanted a piece of him that day.
yeah,
So here it says another thing that our athletes face. You're an athlete, I wasn't, so that I think that you all face is discrimination and racism. This could be a big part of mental health. It says in the United States and many other locations, an important determinant of health, including mental health, is ongoing systemic, institutional, interpersonal, and internalized racism and discrimination. Although nothing new, increasing attention is appropriately being drawn to this problem, racism and discrimination contribute to the equitable risk of poor mental health among minority athletes. And again, minority again. Minority athletes often find that no available providers look like them or identify as they do. And this can deter help seeking. At the same time, they may feel the emotional weight of being seen as a representative for an entire community or needing to win for the entire race or culture. They may be told to just shut up and play, as any reference they make to social injustice, example, via notations on their uniforms or behaviors during sporting events are critically scrutinized. Ultimately, racism, discrimination, and disparate, which is unequal access to resources, have a bearing on all of the other contributing factors in the perfect storm of the mental health crisis. For example, young athletes from lower socioeconomic groups have socioeconomic groups during the COVID young athletes from lower socioeconomic groups have suffered from even greater increases in rates of depression than other socioeconomic groups during the COVID-19 pandemic. So this is a powerful, powerful one, Jester.
yes,
Regardless of where we are in the world and being a minority, we suffer. And we suffer greatly. Our country bigly. We suffer.
yes, and that term, hearing that term declare socio-economic, and that is an underlining term there, and which impacts on some of our really talented athletes. And I am very much concerned at that stage. And as a matter of fact, with I'm being the chairman of the St. Patrick Sports Council, that is one of the areas that I have to raise within our national executive for providing support for athletes that come from this sort of broken homes where they suffer through this term socio-economic situation, which you need to address. Because I have seen, I usually say, Claire, I believe we could have been producing quite a lot more of our athletes like the Kirani James, the Anderson Peters, the Lyndon Victors. But because of some of the economic pressure, some of these athletes and there is no nobody to care. Many of them fell through the cracks. I would always remember this young lady from Roseville by the name of Tinika Andrew. This girl really could have run play. This girl could have been an Olympian, really. But what happened? Nobody took it up on their own to show that care and concern from where she come from, right? And these are the sort of things that is not going to happen in a place like Jamaica. You understand?
Move your foot one in front of
So
the other.
yeah. So we
United
need to
States.
start moving drastically in that regard to save a lot of our athletes and help them to realize their dream.
Let me tell you something. Jamaica, Trinidad, Grenada, that's for the whole Caribbean countries that take part in sports, like the athletes and stuff. Right now, it's because of their performance and nobody cannot touch them. That's why a lot of them have been accepted into the world as the great Shamika Jackson or the Shari, recall they want to Shari, whatever person, the Hussein Bolt, and all these people. Because touch me if you can, or catch me if you can when I'm on that field. But they are going through racism like no tomorrow. Even when you go to a soccer game, you hear how many times that they throw banana peel at some of the athletes that come from Africa. So they're playing the game that they love. But because they are good and they're not white, they suffer the consequence of the color of their skin. Nobody watches, well, look at their skill, how well they play. And if they get a chance to lock them out of a sporting locker room so that they can't come into play to show their true potential, they will knock them out. And
Yeah.
it's a sad, sad thing because the world is big enough to hold all of us with all the talents that we have.
And guess what happened? Most of the time, Sclep is spectators,
Well, yes, the hooligans.
fanatics
That's
that
what they call them,
behave
hooligans.
in
Yes.
such a way, Because sports, I still see as one of the most unifying factor of athletes of different nations. Yeah, yeah.
Not too long ago, maybe about 2, 3 years ago, LeBron James, somebody hung a banana skin and a noose in his gate.
Yeah.
Yes. When I read it, I'm like, this is still going on, it won't change. And remember, was it Lewis Hamilton? Somebody hung a noose in his thing too, and they said, oh, it was hanging there long before he came in. That was not true. Anytime a person of different color rise to the top of something that they are good at, there's always someone that tries to knock them down by doing these things. And it can really have the mental impact on them because it's like, what do I have to do more to be accepted into the world of which I love?
But me personally, I've never believed in race. I've always believed in humanity. That's how I am. I'll be going to my grave in such a way because don't get twisted because some of we blacks we behave worse than how
Oh yeah,
some
there
white
were
people
racism,
do
white
behave.
people. Yes,
So
I know
we
that.
do exhibit
I do know that. And that
just the same. So
just comes through jealousy and envy. That's what it is. Because if you notice, we're talking about sport here, but if you notice that, the normal comment that you hear from people around the world or around the Caribbean, you see Asians unite together. You see other races unite together. And they always say, we, the black race, that is always at each other's throats. They say like we are crabs in a barrel. Every time they see you make progress, they're going to pull you down. They would never come together and say, let's do this as a country, as a nation, as a community. Because there's always someone that is not like you what you do. So when you said in our race, in our nationality, there could be more deadly racism than I know that.
Remember, it was blacks who were involved in holding blacks to be enslaved by the whites.
Well, yeah, they must have. Yes, that is true. Yeah. So that's it. We would never, and I can see, and everybody's praying that we unite, but it's going to be a real hard road together if we do not get rid of the envy and the jealousy within us.
Yeah. We have to try to
We have to.
but
That's it.
but Claire, believe me, it wouldn't go away from this world totally.
No, we know that. We know that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is the unity that we're trying to talk about here, because even in the races that we're running, the athletes, there's still in there people that are trying to take them out from being in front of them. You get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm seeing some signs of some great camaraderie that exists between and among athletes, and it goes far down as the primary school, and I paid particular attention to it at the national primary school games and also at Intercorp. I'm really impressed with how the youngsters do go and greet each other after a race. I remember I was looking on at my son in a race. He did not win it outright. He came second, and he went and congratulated the winner. And that was something I never told him about that, Claire. I never told him anything about that, and I got goosebumps when he did that, And I saw a number of them, so I really, really love that aspect of it from the competition. Really and truly.
That's soccer in itself. When the World Cup is over and say Brazil win against Argentina, so you see they go, they hug each other, they exchange T-shirts, who hug each other and cry. The camaraderie is always there in sporting event. It is all like you say, the hooligans.
Yeah.
The hooligans that has caused the chaos.
Yeah, because usually in the game of football, most of the time as players,
teammates in different
you play hard. You go there, you compete hard. You play within the rules of the game and then compete hard. You play tough. At the end of it, if whoever wins, you congratulate the winner. And it's a one. But most of the time, it's spectators, which bring me back to the time when Nutsters was existing first and then Eagles came out after. And boy, I tell you, that must, with some spectators, like it used to be like Iran and Iraq. I'm telling you, in the early days, well,
you have to stop. But then again, as I say, the hooligans do it for sure. But most of the players that are playing on the soccer teams, they play on the same team. A lot of them play on the same teams, But when the World Cup comes, you see they go home. They choose to go home and play for their country. But you and I might be playing on the same team, not regionally maybe or locally. But when it's the international, everybody go home.
They all have to go back and play together.
So then that's where the camaraderie comes, because I am a teammate of yours, I'm a teammate of mine in a regular thing. So that's what it is. But we have to change this, because it is killing us. It is really, really killing us in this sport, because we have that to battle already, racism and discrimination. And when we do it among our own selves, it's even worse, because we're giving other people fodder to take us down.
Yes. I think we need to develop some policies too, Like we have to start writing the sporting Bible. Yeah. That would help. That would definitely help.
So, increasing professionalization of sports at younger ages. Youth athletes today are often required to put as much time into the sport as collegiate athletes historically have been for collegiate athletes. Sport is at least the equivalent of a full-time job, which is true.
Yeah.
Parents receive pressure from many angles to sign their children up for sport and to do whatever it takes, including hiring individual coaches and promoting year-round participation in a single sport from a very young age to ensure success in sport. They may sense that their children will miss out on important life opportunities if they do not do these things, and that endless practice is the route to athletic mastery. This mindset may lend itself to coaching styles that are performance centered focused on demonstrating superior performance compared with others, rather than skills mastery centered, focused on exerting efforts and improving personally in specific tasks. With the former approach associated with worse mental health and higher rates of burnout in athletes. The end result of all of this may be higher rates of injuries, which themselves are associated with more mental health disorders, poor life balance, insufficient time to school, friends, family, and sleep, a crushing sense of pressure, and perversely less lifelong sport involved. So, parents, are not, the athletes are not only the ones under pressure. Parents are also under pressure to get coaches for the children, to take them to each and every practice session that they know. I have a friend in Toronto, a daughter and a son used to play hockey. And let me tell you, she used to complain to me bitterly, Claire, I don't know which way to turn. I said, turn the other way, let them go. Because the son has to go to Wells, the daughter has to go to St. Catharines, she's the only one that has to. Sometimes they have to carpool with other people to get there. And after a while, the children got so frustrated, they just drop the game. And the parents are disappointed because they spend so much money just to get their children into that sport of hockey or basketball or football. And mentally, it was causing an impact on the children. Because when they look at it, they have no friends, they cannot go to any parties, they cannot do this, they cannot do that, because, as it says, sports is their life.
Not just that to play on, you have to sacrifice and provide them with the equipment. And I'm telling you, just before the athletic season came on, I I had there is this lady in WiBS who normally sell sporting equipment. And I wanted a spikes, but she did not have, and it wasn't going to come in on time. So I went searching in Grenada. I looked all over, myself and J1. Look all over. Couldn't find in none of the stores. We tell yourself might be cheaper. So lo and behold, I had to find myself upstairs in that sporting shop.
Right.
With beans, yeah.
Right.
Boy, and that spikes cost me, you could say $300, you know.
Mm-hmm. It is expensive.
$285. I am making that point now to make an appeal for our folks in the diaspora. If you're in a position and you want to help in that regard, you doesn't have to send money. You don't have to send money. But if you could, yeah, you could buy this sporting equipment. And we have an office at the St. Patrick's Sports Council. Um, we will make very good use of it to assist our young athletes that coming up. Because I'm telling you, Claire, thinking of myself having to dig out $300 to find that right, and I just know probably how some other people might be. You know, it's not easy. So, yeah. And these are the kind of challenges that some parents and guardians have to face off with. But we're so cognizant now of. I get to realize people nowadays, Claire, no longer the focus like in the past used to be on the child to you have to be a doctor, a lawyer, you know, a dentist, you know. Fine, if you see them moving in that direction, it's all well and good. But in the past, it's like when someone was involved in sports and you're showing that ability to excel, like you, there's somewhat been still sidelined and not given that sort of recognition. Not now, Claire, because let me tell you why. Sports nowadays, all right, apart from you could make a career from any one of the discipline in which you are involved or you choose to be in. If you're not developing it right, it can also be used, sports can be used as a vehicle to gain other opportunities to um, pursue a career, right? So for example, to get a university scholarship, you know, because if you have to do that normally, we work, you know, with prime lifetime and still not being able to provide that kind of money for your children to obtain a university education. So I want parents to take it that serious. When you see your child is excelling in certain sporting discipline, you encourage them because trust me, the sporting industry these days is $1 billion industry.
Let's start the commercial with. It says, how can young people exit from sport if they decide that it is not what they want? When they know how much time, effort, and resources have been poured into their participation, have they had a chance to develop their identity outside of sport? And if not, what do they have left if and once they do exit from sport? So again, some people they eat, sleep, very sports and everything like that. So they breathe it. So when the time comes for them to exit, they're not the only one that feel the pain. The parents like you that buy that spike for $300, you feel the pain also because you said, I take my $300 and buy that spike for Giovanni and just walked out of it.
Great. So let's understand what you're saying because every little meet I had to ask him, Johnny, you have your spikes? Because I know you think it is
I said that these friends that you don't even see every Tuesday and Wednesday. I have to run because I have to take care of them. I have to take Gabby to hockey. And then they just drop the home because the pressures of not being with their friends. Like you said, Kieran James, he wasn't having them on because he was serious about his training to get ready to go. The children, when they look around and all the friends who are not playing hockey, in the time of their life, they got all this fun and I said, I don't want to play hockey anymore. The parents are like, God, the thingy.
because they're expensive sport.
Very.
Oh.
And it's all there. So then they may have to take to play it again for second hand thing. So it is a terrible thing. But you see, we as sometimes as parents have to not live our life through our children. Because some of us, when we want to play a certain sport and we didn't get to play, we force our children into that sport.
Yeah.
It is not like what the children like. It's
Yeah,
what
you can't
you
force
like.
them. You can't
If
really
you see
force
they
them.
love it, they will enjoy it. And
Yeah.
Lorna just made a comment. She says sport can significantly impact mental health, offering benefits like reduced stress, improved social connections, and self-esteem. There are also challenges such as burnout, anxiety, and injuries.
Yeah. So you see, sports has its positive and also has its negative.
Yes.
And I think the pressure really comes in at, let's say, competitive sports.
Yes.
Competitive
You just
sports.
play for the love
Yeah,
of the game,
competitive sports.
But
Yeah.
yes. So let's take a quick break, Justin, and we will be right back to chat more about the welcome to Top 5. Your mental health program with CJ and Jester. CJ and Jester.
At Noise TV, more information, contact Noise TV at 929-445-4463. You can email us at FreeNoiseTV@gmail.com. Free Noise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD contents with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. You certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. Free Noise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact Free Noise TV at 929-445-4463. Or you can email us at FreeNoiseTV@gmail.com.
Spice of Real Life Honest Spice as the Spice Oil Farmers Association, producers of our locally grown spice products, turmeric, ginger, nutmeg, cinnamon, cloves, and much more, all of which when used promotes healthier living. The spices can be used in all your cooking and for medicinal purposes. Call today on 1473 533 5472. Spice Oil Farmers
Digitally calibrated machines, resurfacing engine heads, general machinery. Show us your pattern and we'll make it with precision machines. At Sugar's Repair Services, we satisfy your needs. Just ask and it will be done. Call us at 473 418
looking for that markets where you can purchase all the groceries and household items at the same time. Well, when you look further, Smart Buy SL Buttons and company limits includes additional metrics home and range looks at the same metrics. These weekends and starts where Sunday to Sunday from 9 to 6 a.m. and one use of the Fridays, easy 1 to 8 a.m. and Saturdays. And we live in to 12 p.m. on Sundays, just 7 years. Call them today at 432 9219. Line number again, 432 9219. For a shopping snacks, snack bars. Spice of Real Life Honest Spice as the Spice Oil Farmers Association, producers of our locally grown spice products, turmeric, ginger, nutmeg, cinnamon, cloves, and much more, all of which when used promotes healthier living. The spices can be used in all your cooking and for medicinal purposes. Call today on 1473 533 5472.
digitally calibrated machines, resurfacing engine heads, general machinery. Show us your pattern and we'll make it with precision machines. At Sugar's Repair Services, we satisfy your needs. Just ask and it will be done. Call us at 473 418
dental science. Your mental health programs with CJ and Jester. CJ, Jester.
Information, contact Blue Noise TV at 929-445-4463. Or you can email us at bluenoisetv@gmail.com. Blue Noise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD contents with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. You certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. Blue Noise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services.
Your mental health programs
Okay, that perfect. Very nice. It's gonna work here. I changed the phone thing, so let's see what this one seems that it's
Blue
noisy.
Noise?
You don't think so?
I think the noise I see something.
Very nice. I think you're going to hear. I don't know. Every time I can touch something, let's see if it's gonna work. Someone called Lorna or somebody just call up me, see if this is working. Change the cable on it. I'm not sure if it's the other cable that was being bad.
Coffee
That.
or whatever.
Coffee, somebody call me, please. Let me hear if this is going to work. Because I just changed one of the cords on the phone. So I want to see if it's going to work at all. Give me a quick call to see if you can get through it. So we're saying about Lorna's also made another comment. She said, so there needs to be a balance. Identifying and addressing mental health concerns early can help them getting worse and negatively impacting an athlete's career and overall well-being, which is so true. As we talked about earlier, if they get trained early on, they will know exactly what they're dealing with in a certain way, and how they can deal with it so that it will not impact them in that negative way. Because mental health does not have to be always negative. It can also be a positive thing. So let's see. Good morning, Donna. Hello. So I'm hearing her again, but it's really, really low. So that means it's something to do with the board that is not connecting properly at the back here. You're a bit louder. Go ahead, let me hear you. Huh. The volume is way up, but I'm not hearing anything. I'm not hearing you clearly. Speak again. Just a little louder, but something is not, something is wrong. I think it's with I think with the board. Something is not connected right to the board, and my mic is
So
not
if I
coming
pull
through
it
on
off from the phone,
Let's see if you pull it off. Let me see.
then it has to be the phone.
Go ahead again, let's hear. I'm hearing it just a little bit better.
Because it has to be the phone.
Yeah. But I think they can hear you if you call. So your comments was on the mental health of athletes and what they have to do to help them to deal with it on an overall basis. Yes?
You have it on speaker? Or put it on speaker. What?
I totally agree. Yes, yes. Thank you so very much. Okay.
And that
You too.
thank you so very much for your contribution, Lorna. But Claire, that is a point that is absolutely critical because let me tell you what, the sporting life of an athlete will last just for some time.
Oh yes, a few years.
Yeah, but your academics, yeah, it stays with you for life.
So here it is now. Get into that. Lack of mental health literacy and resources. Mental health literacy is defined as the knowledge, belief, and skills regarding mental health disorders that aid the recognition, management, or prevention. It includes concepts related to the knowledge of effective self management strategies, challenging mental disorder stigma, the awareness and ability to assist others who are struggling, and the facilitation of help seeking behaviors. The general public, and particularly athletes, who often exist in a problematic culture of toughness, frequently have low rates of mental health literacy. This makes it difficult for athletes to reach out for help or even be able to label the experiences as mental health symptoms when appropriate. Similarly, if the coaches and other support staff have not been educated in mental health symptoms and disorders, how are staff to even know what constitutes negative, stigmatizing, health dissuading commentary that should be avoided. Of course, mental health resource limitations and organizational practices may constrain the ability of coaches to fully support mental health in word and deed.
I can tell you in recent time they have what you call physical literacy that has been developed. In fact, I was
What
at
does that
the
mean?
launch. Well, that takes care of a number of aspects of people who are involved in sports. It's quite broad based. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That didn't answer
And
my question, but what does physical mean?
well, physical one's
Like your
physical.
body, you're involved,
Yeah,
your body,
exactly,
your mind, your
exactly.
soul, your
Sometimes
everything.
physical involved. I take the phone and I could pass it for you
Okay.
because I remember when the workshop started, the professor he just started off with some scraps of paper,
That's what
you know, and he just that is what avoided me from sleeping in that workshop. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, and I'm just making the point to say that it takes simple exercises, but you don't realize how effective it can be. So that subject that has been developed in recent times called physical literacy, it's wide range. It's covered quite a lot.
Where the microphones are off now. Well, what kind of madness is this?
Microphones could be off.
I
This is
don't
crazy.
know. No audio, microphone off. Okay, so let me unplug this.
Is it,
But
is it because you moved this
what
back
did I
on
do?
input?
Let me
You should
see.
put it back on input.
Are we hearing now, Mr. Williams? Please let us know. No audio came through. Oh, I think it's really giving us a bit of a hard time today, Jester. I have to get Jay maybe to come in and give me a little hand with this to fix it up because I don't know what's going on. Is it better now? Are you hearing us now?
I think they should be hearing us now.
I have to write this. But there's a sound behind. I'm hearing a oozing sound. So about now, I have to write so that no one knows yet what's going on. So it's here. It's on input. I didn't remove anything. Where's the wiping your son of your hand? Let's see if that works. That. And
Basically, was the phone.
yeah, just as the phone.
Is there not hearing us in the mic that different?
Our microphone is testing, but I'm hearing, aren't you hearing me? I'm hearing you.
I'm hearing you as well.
Yeah, but what's going on? Anybody else not hearing us? Please say because Mr. Weaves is saying that he's not hearing anything from us at all. This is not good. You think we should abort the program and do it next week? Yes, it's 11 something. We could do it over once I get everything. Always in favor of us doing this over because it's a very, very good topic on sports. Always hearing us want us to do it. That's a home phone that's ringing, so I can answer that. Wants us to do it next week when I can get all this sorted out. Can you please? Can you please tell us? Kathleen Level, good morning. Good morning, Kathleen. You're coming, but we're having a bit of a problem with thing. I'm not sure if you're hearing us. Can you let me know if you're hearing us? Just say yes or send me a thumbs up sign because I think on mic, Mr. Williams is saying that our mic is off. No one. Or she says, I'm hearing okay, Lorna is hearing okay, so I'm not sure what's going on. So people are hearing us, Lorna is hearing. So Mr. Williams, I'm not sure what's going on because I didn't move anything except the phone and I plugged it back in, which is the phone is not working for us this morning. So I'm asking, the topic that we're doing today, we're just halfway through it. If you want us to do it next week, where it starts from the top, maybe for you, for some of you, might be thinking, but we can get calls, we can get more comments on it because it is here. So Kathleen is hearing us. She sent us a hard thank you. I'm asking, anybody wants us to continue with this program or do it start all over next week because we're having some technical issues here with our phones, our mics, and no audios and so forth, Mr. Williams. So I would love that if you will say yes. we can do it next week all over again so that we can get calls, we can get communicate because it is, I think it's a bit hard for you to write a comments on in the section. You may have much more to say than what you write. So if this is what you want, let us know, please. Or we continue and do something else next week. I need your input, Lorna. Come on, Kathleen. Come on. Let's see what you have to say. Let the masses tell us. So yeah, just that we'll continue while.
Yeah, I think we should continue. We're too far gone
Yeah,
into
far, yeah. So yes, it's saying that the mental literacy. So now the coaches, some of the coaches don't even know if their athletes are going through mental health issues because they have not been trained to identify what. And mental health is not something where you can just watch me and know that I'm going through this, or I can just watch you and know that you're going through some crisis in your life as an athlete, unless I open my mouth and say, you know what, I really and truly cannot do this right now because this is what I'm going through. It is not something that you see a broken leg and you know that man's leg is broken. It's not. You cannot pinpoint it unless we start behaving erratic in ways, and then that might have gone too far. Lorna said to continue next week. Yeah, I think we should, honestly. Maybe just so we can cut it here and just talk about sports in general and leave this alone for us because there's a lot of stuff. What?
Well, if you're gonna
Yes,
cut,
everyone is hearing. Everyone is hearing. Yes, they're hearing us, but I'm not sure what is going on your end. What's going on? So, I don't know. I feel everyone seems to be hearing us. Seems to be hearing
so
us.
Claire, while you doing that, you making a point. That is why some well-organized sporting camps do have a full contingent of who they have, the management team. So they have that would make up of sports psychologists, um, sports counselors, all the physio, just name it, because we do know what it entails dealing with human beings, all right, and people are being affected in various ways. Some ways that you have to. It's difficult to even try to figure it out what that person might be going through, So
Okay, so all of that you said we should continue next week. So I am not going to continue with this right now, but we'll talk about sports and the mental impact it has on everybody else. And listen, you know sports more than I do because you are into football, and I just watch things on the side every now and again and see what's going on. So let me take a quick break. I'm sorry, but I will have with about the program for today with the mental health crisis. It is too important. You see it on YouTube. Yes, Marion, everybody's seen it on YouTube. Lorna is seeing it on YouTube. Lorna, Mr. Williams is asking if Lorna seen it on YouTube. Respond to him for me, please. Let's see, because I don't want to be distracted going back and forth by body. So Lorna, can you please tell him if you have seen it on YouTube or of actually if you're seeing it on YouTube, just write him a quick note in the chat and say, yes, we are seeing it on YouTube or no, we are not seeing it on YouTube. Because I think that's where Lorna is getting it from and everybody else. So please answer Mr. Williams and let him know. So I am going to call you Jester and ask him to come and give this overall for me. Yeah. Tell me what we are missing because I don't like it. So we're going to not continue with the mental health crisis in sports because we have a lot more to cover. Quite a lot more to cover, which is very important to us as parents who have children that are now developing into the sporting world and have done and may or will go through some of the things that we are talking about. Right? So,
yeah.
Okay, so right, so she answered Mr. Williams. So Mr. Williams, yes, they're here on YouTube. So I'm not sure. So I'll have to call Jay and ask him to come and give my sister here a whole thing or Gates Gates, if you're listening, you know you need to be here too also because something is not going right. The thing is not coming through the audio and everything is connected everything is paired and all that. So yes, Jester, you are doing football at the moment. And yes, we are not going to continue with the mental health crisis in sports for today. We're going to leave it for next week when we have everything sorted out so you can participate via phone and everything like that. We love to hear from you. And today we are not feeling very good because we're not hearing from you as to what you want to say on a longer time. So Mary is saying that he tells here as well. So Mary, we're going to abort this program, this topic for today and bring it back next week. So tune in next week. But you cannot call today because the phone is not working properly. It's not coming through the system. So I have to get this sorted out.
So we're hoping that next week we're able to address all this.
As soon as I'm finished here today at 12, I'm calling Jay and say you need to come up and work with me here because I need you to do this. So Jester, you've been into football and I know there's a big competition going on in Rosehill under the lights.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's coming on to the whites within May, right?
Well, it's coming on. It's coming on to the deciding factors in the preliminary stages. All right. So for example, last night we had that game between who it was. No, not Hard Rock. Let me tell you.
Which team does JR have?
It was between Joint Boys and the Dream Team from Outer St. David's, and Joint Boys won 2-1. So it means that Joint Boys has now qualified for the Big Eight, which would be the quarterfinal stage of the competition coming up next after this preliminary stage.
So when is the final?
The final is scheduled for the 4th of May. Originally, it was scheduled for the 3rd, but because I think Wagiti, who usually has his being on a Sunday, but he have the pump it up walk on the Sunday. So he decided to move it. I always just pump it up here.
I'm talking about the pump it up walk to the step.
Oh gosh.
That's the only pump it up walk. I've never been, eh?
You've never been. You would maybe you would enjoy that. You should go. Yeah, right.
I said let's. You didn't know you got let's go.
Purchase your T-shirt from the bank. If you all are buying in groups.
We got T-shirts. I got T-shirts a couple years ago, but we just didn't go.
So yeah, you don't have a transportation issue, you know. You don't have to depend on anyone for a ride. So you can a girl has to have them.
A girl has to have a ride. So on the 4th of May, why did I think it was
the 4th of May is the
final
football final?
So that is the night I'm going to come. Because after that you cannot roll me under the bus and say a person like Claire who never come to see football is here tonight. So I'm going to come
you might be able to hand out a trophy or medals or whatever.
When you have game tonight?
We have game tonight. He has tomorrow, please God.
Who's playing tonight?
And it has Thursday up to Thursday, please God. Tonight is 2 really nice games. First ever U17 between Duquesne and Sally Uprising Youths. All right. So people like G1 and.
Oh yeah, Sally's playing tonight.
Yeah.
Well, look at Paul Papa tonight.
And then later on will be Sally senior players. They call themselves Sally Rebels. They will be coming up against. Who will they be coming up against? Boy, I think it's FC Ballers. Yeah, FC Ballers.
You know, I have to talk about your son a little bit. The first time I've seen him was at 4 running, eh? You remember that night he got sick?
Oh yeah.
That was the first time I
he got sick. Yeah.
He got sick that night, and that's where we discovered baking soda is the bomb.com.
Yes, for real. To absorb unpleasant smells.
Like that's to get smells away, and that's it. No, and I've seen him when we were going to St. George's a couple times to take him. As a matter of fact, when I was going to the airport, when you were taking him to the airport to go back to Toronto, he came to they dropped him off. Yeah, I think they did actually. And then I've seen him run after that, and it's like, you know, he is such a. You look at him and you don't think he is that talented, eh?
Yeah,
when you just watch him.
Yeah, he does.
He's amazing. A little just there. You ask me something, yeah. He just answers you like that. But when you see what he can put out, it's like when I saw him running on, like my child running, I was in the air. Go, Giovanni, go. You know, he's just really, really talented in the athletic field of running. And then he plays soccer.
Yeah, soccer.
And I know he went to Trinidad for something. And
yeah, National U14.
Right, and he got man of the match or boy of the match. He's not a man yet. He got boy of the match. So, you know.
And right now he's on the under 15 training with the under 15 team.
Team for soccer. So,
as we speak, they are training today.
And then he went to Intercol and he won gold.
Not Intercol.
National team, but Intercol. Because let me tell
next at GUT National Primary School.
Right. He won gold, he won silver, he got a bronze also.
Yeah, got
so bronze. He got the three of them.
He got up the three different medals.
Yeah. So when
he got 5 medals. 1 gold, 3 silvers, and 1 bronze.
Okay. 1 gold, 3 silver. So 3 money is 1. In fact, go come to me. Let's go.
You didn't speak out and make a mistake with that, dude.
Did you have to pay any money for winning all that? Tell me.
It cost me an arm and a leg. Serious. Yeah. It cost me an arm and a leg. People,
just in case you wonder who I'm talking about Jester's little son.
That cost me an arm and a leg. But before reach into that, a lot of people would see him on the track performing. But if they only know the sacrifice that had to be made to get him up to that level, and even he himself at times being annoyed to get up on all the mornings, but I had to be very firm with him because I realized children don't even know what is good for their own good.
Sure.
So I'm on a serious note, and remember 4 was out again, so I wanted to use the bigger packer to go to poetry. Sometimes I went to Progress Back. Yeah, on Saturdays and things.
And it paid
yeah.
Because he won gold, he won 3 silvers and a bronze. So I know.
We used to be walking out on the beach early mornings. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we already I know what has to be done for proper preparation for the next step he's got, because he will be going at a different level now. It will be a whole different kettle of fish. Mm-hmm. No longer with his little primary school journey. He'll enter secondary school. And I normally bring him to intercall with me on a Thursday. So let it see what it entails. He realizing more and more. When he felt that I was killing him a bit, as he went to intercall, he realized, hey, I am way not ready for that level yet. He understands that too well now. So, and I'm glad that he has that appreciation to know that. So now we have an enormous amount of work to do to get him up to that. No. I say no. No. So I have to get him up to that level, and I will get him up to that level.
But mind you, why not push him to get up to the level? Make him have some fun while you're doing it, right?
Well, yeah, he does.
Please, he might change if you keep pushing him a bit hard. To, as I said earlier, some parents give their life to their children. I hope you're not one of those parents. Encouraging him, yes, but do not push him beyond his ability to make yourself do whatever.
No, he has to do the work. He has to understand that he has to do the work to reap the reward.
We know.
He has to do the work.
Say,
understand that.
Michael Jordan didn't just get good by just coming and play when he feel like playing. He had to practice like same as Kobe Bryant, same as Cristiano Ronaldo, and
when you find out the success story, Messi,
in Brazil, but they love him there. Ronaldinho.
Yeah, Ronaldinho.
I thought Ronaldinho when he's playing football. All of these athletes that make it big, like Kirani James and the Anderson Peters and the Victors, all of these athletes really had to put in the work to get where they go. And when people see them and they perform and everybody's happy, go see what they have to do.
Yeah, find out the success story. I always say that, find out the success story. Find out the success story.
I love to dance. And I told you I had a dance group and all this kind of thing. But I wasn't just dancing with you, could just go and play music and just do that. I was deep into, just as I'm deep into my exercise routine right now, I'm deep in where I go because it's a passion of mine. I do it well because I I give it all. When we go to the park and walk out, they ask me, "Claire, you want to kill me?" I said, "No, I just want to make you as good as I am." Every part of their body is hurting, and I'm like, "Mine is nothing. You think mine is not hurting me? Oh, you practice, you think anyone woman is not
Well, of course, it's practice. They come to practice. What do you expect?
So you think they call me out and Hitler?
Yeah.
They call me the
So
president,
they
but you see,
cannot
I'm
do
saying,
this.
listen here,
Yeah.
guys. When you see the result of what you're doing here, you're gonna thank me later on and thank your body for it because you are the one. Yes, I'm working out, but you're the one that put in the work to get where you have to go. And if anything at all that you have to do, Jester, and you want to do it well, you gotta work at it. You gotta really, really.
Nothing good comes easy in truth, you know. That's a
Yes,
nothing good comes easy.
Nothing. Be
Tell it.
relationship. No, you're working your professional level, or you're being an athlete, whatever it is that you want to be successful at. If you are a janitor and you want to keep your job, you will clean the toilet. The cleanest toilet known to mankind is what it is because you see, you love what you do. And I always say, I used to clean with a couple in Toronto. And when they ask, we go to clean a place like a new place, and they say, "Claire, where you want?" I say, "Give me the bathroom." I love cleaning bathrooms.
Yeah.
Because when you take it from where it is, and you look at it, you could sit and eat inside when I finish
Right.
it. I spray from the ceiling all the way down. So because the bathroom and the kitchen, I take those two because I love to see the bathroom really, really, really clean. So because I have a passion for cleaning things, give me that energy. So anything at all that you do, regardless of what job it is that you have on planet Earth, if you don't do it well, you will not be satisfied. And the people that do things mediocre and walk away with your money and tell themselves, "Oh, I had her, or I had him, I didn't do all that and I take the money." It's on you because you wouldn't get called back by me. And I'm going to spread the word, don't call him because he doesn't do a good job. No, I'm serious.
Well, I agree.
No, I'm going to spread the word.
Yeah.
That if somebody said to me, "Oh, Claire, you know a good electrician?" I'm saying, I said, "No, I didn't think about calling Jester." I said, "This is what he came and do for me, and this is how it ended up." I'm not lying. I'm telling you what happened. So when you're going to do that job,
Careful what you say in the studio.
let me clear it up. Let me clear it up. It's not
I tell you not to use me in my thing. Okay.
I use you as the example, but it's not Jester. It's a very,
Not
very
what.
I said, I'm explaining. Let me speak.
Uh,
Jester is a very, very good
uh,
electrician. He takes time, he takes the time and the pleasure, or he takes his time to do the things that he does. So when he walks away from your place, you cannot say that, how he leave this piece of thing there. I already leave a spoon and then I need to go buy food to one day and I have to call him and then come and cut to that spoon because it's me. Do me all kind of thing that you know. He does all that to me. But he's a very good electrician. He'll come and do stuff and he takes pride in what he does. So I cannot tell if somebody asks me for an electrician, I can say, "Okay, you can contact Jester." You understand? But there are people that come to do stuff for you. They leave a piece of board here, they leave a piece of pipe here, they leave a this. I don't want these nasty people around me. Seriously. Because if you come to do a job, you see Taz, you know Taz.
Yeah, I know that.
Taz will come and do anything here from me. Taz is away now. And anything that I have to do, I'm waiting till Taz come back. Once it's not electrical thing, I'm waiting till Taz come back. Let me tell you what Taz will do. Taz will come to the house here and do stuff. Whatever mess he makes, I would never know he made a mess. Taz will clean up everything around him before he leaves. And I love Taz beyond. I will do anything for Taz because Taz is the bomb diggity when it comes to doing stuff. And a few people ask me, "You know of anybody that?" And if I don't like the person and I'll find a good person, I say, "No, I ain't know nobody." Because I don't want to
Say that. Did you repeat that?
I said, if the people that ask me if I know of anybody and I find they look as if they will give trouble and they will be paid, I don't know. Simple as that.
So when you do that, what do you do?
I'm saving time.
You
And I'm
lie.
saving
You
myself.
lie. Remember we talked about lie last time. I tell you I would have hold you. It's just. But you lie.
Right?
So what it is?
Choose to put out
I knew that. I knew that. Hold it. And they come into a program to close.
I do not want any money because I don't want Taz in any trouble. Listen, so I'm not saying.
Just like that.
No, I don't
Think I wanna hold you? I know I wanna hold you.
But just the
They
same,
come right back and chop plum on you.
just the same as if somebody asked me about you. I said, I don't know anything about this. Because it is an omission.
Oh,
I
God.
don't
You see?
I omit to tell them. Because just so you know, if you come and I give you Taz to do something for me, and he didn't do it, who gets the blame? Really and
Yeah,
truly.
well, of course, they might say, well, okay, Claire is the
Claire
person
and
that
the person,
recommended it.
and we get to be
Agree,
bad.
I agree. I agree.
Simple as that.
So there are things.
I and I.
There are some
I
people like,
omit.
what? I
And
knew
so
that.
what you say, it's fine. You're not right, and I'm bad.
You see? I knew.
And I'm
Come on, come right back in the chat.
Sam,
Them listeners and them out there still.
yes,
I don't know what many writing now.
they're writing. Them know what I'm talking about because I see people.
But it's a lie
No, it's
still.
not.
But what it is?
I don't
You did not tell the truth.
I told you I don't know what right. I don't know anybody that will come and
Alright.
okay.
Not a lie, you did not tell the truth.
No, I
No, no.
Listen, listen. There are people out there just that you know for yourself that no matter who you bring to them to do something, they'll always find fault and make it seem as though everybody's doing the wrong thing. So to protect myself and to protect my Taz, I don't know anybody that would get some of them. I don't know what they want to do. And Taz is a master of everything. He does everything. Don't ask me because I wouldn't give it to you because I have competition right now with who Taz works for and who wants Taz to work for him. So it is 4 minutes to the hour of 12. Unfortunately, we have to stop our program today to bring it back next week. We call it 2.0. It will be Mental Health Crisis in Sports 2.0. We're going to do that next week because I have to get the technician to sort these things out. I do not like when I can't do the things that I want to do. You see the passion again, Jester, that I have of getting things done properly. I'm not functioning right now.
Yeah, no, this is.
So, very good. So it is 4 minutes to the hour of noon. Let us apologize, just apologize.
Apologize.
For not bringing Quran fully today.
My dear listeners and viewers, on behalf of the program and the producers of Take 5, I humbly would like to apologize for the manner in which the program came across today. It's not in the desired way that we all wanted it to go because of circumstances beyond our control, which we are looking to rectify for next week Tuesday, where we don't anticipate such problem occurring. I thank you so very much for your understanding.
I can't see nothing after that.
But you know I'm a talker, right?
But let me say thank you to each and every one of you that came in on the live and made comments, even though it was a difficult one. Mr. Williams, let's hope that when we sort this out, we'll be able to get back to the broadcast of 107.9, 107.5 winds on Grenada between the Grande Town there, between the Pop and under. To all of you who continue to support us on the mental health program, we say a big thank you and continue to share so that more people can subscribe to it because the information that we have here really and truly believe that it does make a difference in the lives of people. Even though it's one, it makes a difference in my life. And I'm not sure if Jester can humbly say that it makes a difference in his life because when we do the research and I see things that when I research and I see the things that is going on, sometimes it affects me because I put myself in that situation also. So the mental health program is not just for you, it is also for me because I learn and I grow from it and I know I become a better person for doing this mental health program. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And we will be back next Tuesday, God's will, with 2.0, the mental health crisis in sports, because we know there are a lot more of what we can discover in the world of sports. We talked about racism, we talked about literacy, we talked about different things and how we can learn from it. So we'll continue to learn next week. Let me say thank you again. Goodbye, God bless, and we shall be back next Tuesday, which is the 22nd, Jester, of April, which is coming to an end. Thank you so much, Mr. Williams, and thank you to 94.9 WiNoise FM in the Big Apple, New York with Spice Ram. Welcome to Top 5, your mental health program with CJ and Jester. With CJ and Jester.